manifesting actually wanting to do the thing that will get you the thing you want. You can't search for happiness on the outside. You gotta find the source from within, and it all starts with your mind. If you're miserable right now and you wanna feel happy, you gotta pull yourself out of it and move up to the next level of life. So it's gonna sound a lot like lying to yourself, and it is at first, but eventually. Hey guys, welcome to Self-Care Sundays with Sophia, where we talk about self-love, self-growth, and everything in between. Today's video, we are going to talk about how to get happy. This is something that took me obviously years to figure out, but just so I can give you a little credibility in the misery department, I was one of those people that used to genuinely believe that there wasn't a single happy person on the planet. My outlook on life was so negative, and I was so miserable, so lazy, so stuck in a hole for years that if I pulled myself out of it, you can too. So I'm gonna let you know some of my tips and tricks on how to get happy and how to just get the ball rolling and just get out of that funk that you're feeling. So obviously, the reason you feel unhappy is because of your mindset, the way you think. So obviously a lot of this video is gonna be about mind power and all of that, but I just remember watching videos like this and being like, I'm too lazy, or I just was way too stuck in my ways. And one thing that I didn't realize is it felt like all the videos that I would watch, it would be such a big life change where overnight I'd have to start going to the gym, meditating, doing all these positive things just like that. And that's so not the case. What I wish I knew back then is the power of consistency and small steps. Also, the other thing too is I was always looking for that quick fix. I used to be a really big stoner, like a really, really big stoner. A lot of people, when they're unhappy, obviously they turn to some type of outlet like that so they can get their quick fix. But unfortunately, the reality of life is nothing great comes overnight. It's about building the blocks to get to that level where you have a solid base and you're good and nothing can break you and you have this strong exterior protection wall, if that makes sense. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get up, okay? That's the first thing. We're gonna get up. We're gonna move around and change up the energy. If you were to think of all of your problems, something that's so crazy to think about is, okay, let's say you're just kind of an average person like me and you have a normal life, you're generally pretty blessed and life is all right, but you're miserable. Imagine if you were complaining in front of a room that had every single human on the planet that doesn't get to eat food every day. That would be, I don't know the numbers of what that is, but millions of people. And imagine complaining to them about your problems, or just that you're grumpy or you're bored, or you know what I mean? It's like if you really open your mind to that perspective, or for example, I've been really good with my gratitude, and something that I really, really enjoy is cardio. I love every day doing my elliptical or my uphill walks or doing the bike and watching my shows or my manifestation YouTube videos. And I often think to myself, I'm so grateful that I have a healthy body. I have working legs. Imagine if you were complaining. There are a lot of people in the world that can't walk. Imagine complaining to people like that. You know what I mean? So it's just about perspective and really being grateful for the things that you have. And, if anybody that's watching this that can't walk, there's no way around it. That's obviously terrible and I'm so sorry. But if you're watching this and you're not in a good place in life, there's always a brighter side. I don't know everybody personally, so it's hard for me to be able to pick out the things that are great in your life, but you definitely have things that somebody else is wishing and dreaming that they had, like a family, for example, a home, or whatever the case may be. It's just about reminding yourself about the blessings that you do have, and if there's things in your life that aren't ideal, obviously recognize that, but not letting it run your life. Something that I just recently introduced into my life is, everybody knows that you should do affirmations daily, right? They always say how you should look in the mirror and look in your eyes and say you're beautiful, but realistically, am I gonna go up into my bathroom and look in the mirror and remember to do that every day? Not really. I'm one of those people that's it has to be implemented into my daily routine. So I thought of something absolutely brilliant. I had this mirror in my makeup drawer. It's just like a skinny little mirror like this. And I have it next to my 5-minute journal now. So every morning and night, I'm able to do those affirmations, look at myself in the mirror and say, I believe in you. I'm amazing. I'm abundant. And say all of the affirmations and really make eye contact and feel good about it. I'm not kidding you. Within days, I already was noticing my thinking changing differently. I'm very self-aware of my body and I'm very aware of my thoughts. But just from the few days of adding that into my life, I caught myself doing things that before I wouldn't have been able to catch because I wasn't on such a higher vibe. Like, small example, there was something on Instagram I was going to send to my friend, and it was to say something negative about that person, like not to make fun of them, but it just like was something that wasn't positive. And then I stopped myself because I'm like, you know what? That's A, that's not nice, and B, that's not a high vibe, and C, what you put out there, you get 10 times back. So I'm not going to do that. You know what I mean? So little things like that. And another huge one, I did this photo shoot a while back, and I woke up yesterday and it's up right now on Sunset and Gardner Street. So I was so excited just within days. I felt like that was just like a little nudge from the universe being like, you're on track, because I was surprised. I didn't know it was going up. So I'm on a billboard right now and I was getting tagged in all these things, and it's just so exciting. So I have someone to book a trip to LA and go see it. But yeah, that just felt like an immediate reward. Sometimes the universe just gives you quick little like, okay, nudge, nudge, you're on the right track. If you add something new, it's really great when things like that happen. So I would really suggest just getting a little mirror and having it beside your bed. If you do the 5-minute journal, just put it beside that, because this has been ingrained into my morning and night routine for years. Also, if you haven't got on that, definitely get on this. It's a very simple 5-minute morning and night thing. It's very idiot proof. So yeah, get those affirmations down. I also downloaded this app called Gratitude, and I've been wanting something like this for a while, but basically I was able to add photos from my Pinterest board and voice record affirmations. So I basically made a slideshow of these pictures and hearing my own voice saying the affirmations. You can also add text and stuff, but I've been watching that obsessively too, and I just feel incredible. I really feel myself changing. I kind of had this realization like about maybe 2-3 weeks ago. I was like, I don't really believe in myself as much as I should. So I made that a goal to really start implementing that in my life. I believe in you. I believe in myself. I believe in my abilities, because bottom line is everything in life, it all comes down to what you believe. And I was watching this motivational speech. It was Steve Harvey, and he's a Christian. He speaks a lot about God, but he also talks about manifestation kind of stuff. A lot of those things align in the two. And he said how if you want something, pray for it. And if you believe it, it's going to come to you. And I grew up in the church. My dad's a pastor. So I just remember being around a lot of Christian people, and they would say that you have to have trust in God. You have to have trust in God. If you have faith, you'll be rewarded. And I never put those two together, because with manifestation, it's like it'll come to you if you genuinely believe it. That's why a lot of people that have kind of mental health issues, they go far in life because they believe these extreme things are going to happen, and they really believe it, so it happens to them, right? If you're a Christian, if you have faith in God and you believe that God will provide these things, they'll come to you. Just like the law of attraction, when you're trying to manifest something, if you believe you deserve it, or if you believe that it's going to come, it will come. So it's kind of funny to add those two together. Or they say God has a plan for you. If the thing that you're praying for doesn't come, it means he has something better in mind for you. I've always said that, how the universe, if you really want something and it doesn't come, it just means you should be excited because something's better is going to come to you. So really, it's just about believing. So we have got to get our minds in a place where we truly believe that good things are coming to us and that we are happy, and it really starts with the affirmations. Another thing that I did was I had this dream version of the type of Sophia I wanted to be. I thought in my mind, okay, I want to be a person that loves to eat healthy, loves to do Pilates, loves to work hard. Like, I just had all these characteristics that I wanted her to have. Like, for the gym example, at the time I was so lazy. Like, the idea of going to the gym, I hated it. And like, no, I wanted to eat McDonald's. I didn't want to eat healthy food. It's gross and boring and plain. So I actually started with the affirmation of, I enjoy working out. I enjoy eating healthy. So it's kind of, manifesting actually wanting to do the thing that will get you the thing you want, because it's like a lot of people, oh, you want money, but you don't want to do the work to get you there. Well, you've got to manifest actually enjoying the process, because that's what's going to get you there. You obviously have to put action into doing it. So even if you're at a place right now where you're so unhappy and you just don't want to do anything, you're kind of just like putting your you're just kind of putting your middle fingers up at the world. Try doing affirmations that I want to get better. I want to be happy. I want to live my best life. Like wanting to actually, I want to work on my self-care. I want to manifest. Just manifest actually wanting to do these things, because it feels like such a chore at the beginning when you're just not in a space where you want to do it. So just thinking about being the type of person that really enjoys these types of things is a great place to start, because then you slowly will. Everything is about consistency, the small steps, a little bit at a time, like a minute a day. Even if that's a minute a day, in a month that's 30 days in a row, it's going to add and build that up. Another thing that seems fairly obvious is to remove any stressors in your life. Write down a list of things that bring you negativity or things that you really just don't enjoy, and find a way that you can remove that in your life, or a way that you can reframe it so that it's more tolerable. For example, if you hate cleaning up, use that time to manifest or put on music, or try to reframe it in a way that you can enjoy it. Because if you just keep reaffirming, oh, I have to do laundry, I hate it, then it's just going to be that much more miserable, because you're building it up in your head how much you hate it, and it feels like that much more of a chore. So if you hate doing laundry, how about put on earphones, put on a podcast that you really enjoy, or put on music that you really enjoy, and turn it into something fun. So just kind of reframing your mind. And again, it's all about mind power. Being happy comes with it within. You can't search for happiness on the outside. You can't take a drink and just get the instant happiness. That's not sustainable. It's not going to last. You can't text your ex. You can't, FaceTime your friend. Oh, I'm miserable. Make me happy. You've got to find the source from within, and it all starts with your mind. So doing all of these self-care things, I know it's so just to even think of, but just putting one foot in front of the other, literally go for a walk. Start adding in even just like 10 minutes of walking a day. If you can just start the day, go for a walk to Starbucks to get your coffee even, that's adding something, that's moving your body, changing something, doing something new. Another thing, a big thing, is people in your life. If there's somebody that really just doesn't bring out the best in you, and they make you just want to focus on hate, or you want to gossip with them, or it's like a guy or a partner or something that doesn't lift you up, you really got to find a game plan to get rid of them, because that's really not going to help you. It's that classic saying, look at the 5 people around you, and that's who you are. You are who you become, because we're made of energy. Everybody is connected in every single way. So you really got to be very protective of your energy in that way. Even environments, if you're going to places and you don't really get a good vibe, or you're going to clubs too much and everybody around you is just like wasted or out of your mind, and you're not getting high vibes from them, you've really got to remove yourself. So obviously we covered the gym, eating healthy. Those are obvious things that's going to make you physically and mentally feel better. But another huge thing that I'm a big fan of is decluttering and cleaning up your space. So if you can even just write, even to-do lists, write a list of little tasks you can do around your house. And each time you do it, being able to do that check mark is just the most satisfying feeling. Even if it's something so simple like wipe the countertops, organize my cutlery drawer, organize my spice rack. Something, the smaller the better, because then you get to do that check mark every time. If you're not big into reading, reading is such a grounding thing. It makes you feel accomplished. You're improving your brain. Just implementing all of these healthy habits into your life is going to make you feel accomplished, and it's going to make you feel good. And when you're unhappy, the more you dwell in that unhappiness, it's just going to grow. Whatever you focus on grows. So if you find yourself just thinking about how this sucks, that sucks, it's going to grow. You really got to be careful and check your thoughts. And meditation is obviously a great way to do that. If you haven't got into meditation, it'll really bring you in the moment, make you aware of your thoughts. And again, you're not going to feel better after one session. Unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, if you're miserable right now and you want to feel happy, you're not going to feel happy. Probably not even after this video. It's probably just going to be that annoying kick that you needed to hear. But there's not going to be a quick fix. And the faster you realize that it's about the small steps and consistency, the closer you're going to get to true, genuine happiness. I was the most miserable person on the planet. I can genuinely say that. I was the worst person to be around. I always focused on the negative, and I was so dark into that hole, I could not look at the bright side whatsoever. Now, I'm the most positive, genuinely happiest person I've ever been in all of my lives of being Sophia, all of my phases of life. This is the happiest I've ever been because I'm so focused on my mindset. And I'm telling you, those affirmations, gratitude is huge. Meditation, gym, healthy eating, tidying up, being in new environments, removing toxic people or environments in your life. That's all gonna add up so that you can become your happiest self. Okay, now I am gonna tell you a quick fix. I actually said earlier in the video that you can't just call somebody to make yourself feel better, but sometimes you can. That's the beauty of if you have a loving family or true best friends, you can call your friends sometimes if you need a boost. However, if you're that friend that is constantly calling them because you're in a bad mood or you're down or you're negative, people have boundaries and they got to protect themselves too. So you can't always rely on somebody else to give you a boost. But if you are having an off day, that's a really great thing, is to call a loved one and get them to just, remind you of the positive things. And you got to do your part, but sometimes we can reach out to others when we need support. But you also got to be fair, because I've had people in my life where they're just miserable and they call me and they want to dump on me. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I got to protect myself. So you got to be aware of that. As long as you're doing your part and you're working on yourself to improve, I think people will recognize that and they'll be more willing to want to lift you up and improve, because hey, positivity is contagious. When you are on a high vibe, you're going to find other people that are on a high vibe as well. So you got to pull yourself out of it and move up to the next level of life. It's like the different hierarchies of like miserable, then you're a little better, a little more, a little more, a little more. You got to climb your way up to the top of the mountain, which is just pure happiness and abundance. And telling you, it's great up here. Come join me. But hey, I did the work and I'm still doing the work every single day. The difference is I actually enjoy it now. All of these self-care things I was listing, I love this. I love it. And I never thought that I would be, the only thing I need to work on is waking up early. That's my next goal, is I am sleeping in still a little bit too much, but that's my next thing that I'm working on. We all have things that we're working on, obviously, right? But I just never pictured myself to be the type of girl that loved cleaning and cooking and going to the gym and meditating and reading. There's no chance. There was no way. But with time, I built that up, and you can get there too. I promise that. This is kind of just more of like, I guess, a tough love video of like the unfortunate truth of what you have to do. I know when you're unhappy, you just want that quick fix. You want to send that risky text and get some type of high. You want to go get drunk, or you want to go shopping and spend $1 million. You want to just do something chaotic just so you can feel something. That is just going to dig you in a deeper hole, and it's time for some self-reflection. Get the journal out. Get the meditation going. Do these affirmations. I'm telling you, I swear by it. It's so simple. I think I only do it for like 30 seconds. Like, it's not that long that I'm doing it, but just looking at yourself in the eyes and smiling while saying them. It's so cheesy, I know, but please get started and let me know how it goes, because I promise you, everybody's journey is different. I can't give you a time frame. So that's the other annoying thing is if you start doing all these things, there's no like, okay, you're going to be happy in 7 days. You just got to have faith and believe that you will be happy. And if you don't believe it, you've got to convince yourself to believe it. So these affirmations is the way you're going to kind of brainwash yourself into believing that you can be happy. So it's going to sound a lot like lying to yourself, and it is at first, but eventually with time, that's how like marketing products, for example, the more we see an ad of this certain cereal, the more it's going to be on our mind. And the next time we're at Costco, we're going to be like, oh, maybe I'll give it a try. Like, I keep seeing it everywhere. Like, let's see what the hype is. So that's what it is. You're kind of like doing marketing by like repeating these things to yourself, and eventually something will click in your brain. The wires will change, and you'll open that part of your brain to think, oh, maybe I am amazing, or maybe I do deserve these good things. It just all takes time. Anyway, I think that's enough. I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope I inspired you to get the journey started. And yeah, join me on this road of being happy because it feels great. Everybody deserves to be happy and you deserve the best. I believe in you and it's time for you to start believing in yourself. Thank you so much for watching Self-Care Sundays. I'm Sophia. You can find me on all my social medias at Sophia Pearson. Bye. See you guys next week.